me do. Hello. Tea is happening. Hello everyone. Today, welcome to the first day live stream. Maybe I should. This is the super secret YouTube studio where we go and we maybe edit the title. What am I doing today? Tomorrow I want to in my Discord server try to put out a demo of the game, sort of. Which means it would be like the first and second level maybe of the game for people to try. So I'm gonna try to put that together nicely. So what the hell? Don't need to change the name of the stream. And the only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the stream. How does internet computers work? Okay, I go to my channel, click here, very good. Here's my stream on, and then I remove the, I got some feedback there. And then we go to my live stream feed channel. There we go, that's that. So let's do like this, classic. Hello Phil Switch. But I already said hello before. No, actually I didn't say hello. I just said I'm gonna be late. But hello. Today, what am I doing? Today, fix everything needed to put up demo tomorrow. The demo on my Discord, which means a lot. Yep. Oh, also I think I'll just soft start with. I had some on top of that stuff. I just wanted to start with drinking tea. No, so I got a nice comment last time, so I was just thinking I'll start off by just replying to this comment that I got, that I can steal out of here and put here. Question from Peter Alabaster. So it's a YouTube comment I got on some video. So Peter Alabaster was watching one of my other videos and asked a couple of different questions, but first Peter said that I'd be really interested to see from a high level how the game loop works. Do you use an event queue? And this is sort of where I have to say, I'm not doing anything. I guess I'm not doing anything fancy. There's a init function, there's an update function. It draws frames, it takes some input. There is an event system, but we can go to, this is my main program. This is much bigger than needed because it supports the hot reloading. But essentially the main program does two things. It runs init window, and then it runs init on the game, and then each frame it runs update. And if update returns false, then the main loop, which is this thing, terminates. If I look at my release mode, this is my release mode file, which does not have the hot reload. Then you see everything there's just a log. It inits the window, inits the game, updates the frame, cleans up the temp allocator each frame, and goes around like that. That's that. And if you go into the actual game DLL, the split into main and the game DLL, because of me wanting to support hot reload, but actually in the main, in the release mode, I do not support hot reload, and therefore I don't even load the DLL. I just import the whole game package like this. I use this release main thing. It lives in a separate package because this is my main game package here, and then inside it there is like a doodly main release, and it's this file. So it says import cat ... which means the package in the folder above it. So then it can run things like this. So then it all just compiles into one thing without the DLL in the case of the release mode. But the non-release mode looks like this, with the hot reload and loading of the game DLL and blah 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 blah. But essentially, well, the question is not about game init, it's about the game loop. So game update, this is just some debug stuff, but the game update just checks if we are in the edit mode or if we're in the play mode. Edit mode means that we're inside my editor. I can show if I start the game. Oh no, it took more than 2 seconds to compile. If I start the game and I press F2, it jumps into this mode, right, which is the editor, and that's this is the thing that decides which thing it renders. So if key pressed F2 and it's editing, then it goes out, exits the editor, or otherwise it goes into the editor, and blah 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 blah. But for the game, when it's not editing, it goes in here, and this one is just, so here we come to the event stuff. Do you use an event queue? I have on my game memory thingy, which has a lot of crap in it, there is events. There is delayed events, next events, and events. Whenever you want to send an event, you call the function send event, and it just puts it on next events. And an event is a union of these different types. An event is just a struct that has some of the, you can have some state on it. Most of them are empty because it used to be a union, used to be an enum, but now it's a union. So I can put in some state inside events. Never mind that. And then it's put on next events. And so in the start of the frame, it's just like, okay, what are pull? It just says that the events is the clone of next events, and then during the frame it can put stuff on next events, and it will be put in the events list for this frame, so that at any point in the frame you can check, hello, what did this event occur this frame? I also have a switch down here where it switches on all the events if I want to do something globally, sort of like I have some things that happen based on these different events that you can either check in the code, like you can either check in the code with like event, what's it called? You can either check get event, or you implement it in here, like, so that's just, I don't know, this is just so that like gameplay code can be like, okay, you picked up the egg, send the event got egg, so you can react on that somehow, just to decouple things a bit, so you don't have to like fetch at that point in the code, have to fetch everything and just go crazy. Also I have delayed events, and that's this thing, so it goes through all the delayed events, and there's a timer on each, and it subtracts the delta time for the current frame from that one, and if it hits 0 or less, then this delayed event becomes a real event. So there, I use that send delayed event, like here. Here I play an animation, but then I want to you to start talking to something when 2 seconds have passed. So then I send a delayed event. But yeah, so that's that essentially. And the game loop, other than that, is just it goes through the entities, does some updating stuff, updates the player character, goes through some lots of this stuff is actually not used anymore because I will show you some stuff what I'm working on, but essentially updating entities and stuff. And then down here we have draw world, which it calls draw world, and this one just goes through all the tiles and all the entities and draws them. It just does some simple just culling by checking the screen rect to the destination rect. And then it goes around like that. There's nothing fancy, and I don't need anything fancy, which is like, yeah, which is like. And that comes to the question, second question: do you redraw every frame, or only if there's a difference to the game state from the previous frame? No, I redraw it every frame, and the reason for that is that figuring out if there is a difference is actually not that easy. It's like people usually say the hardest problems in programming is like, the most common errors is like you're off by 1 errors and then cache invalidation. When you have a cache, when do you invalidate? How do you know the data is dirty? So it's not that easy to know, like, has something in my game changed and needs redrawing? So I just redraw it every frame, which sort of, it's like immediate and nice. And then the final part of Peter's question was, the collision system you have seems really smart, especially for corner detection for that climbing. What is referred to by this is you can climb and then it goes up like this. You can also go up, press down arrow, and then it does all that. So there's 2 parts here. The collision, we don't need to talk so much about the collision system. That's the collision system just uses rl get collision rec. It's not this. Yeah, it does it. First it does it in the y direction by it takes the player, moves the player by its velocity, which will also have gravity applied to it, and then it fetches the player collider and goes through the colliders and pushes the player out of collision if there was a collision, which essentially means that the player collider and the collider it compared to, if those have an overlap, which is what this rail function returns. If they have an overlap, then the height is not 0. Then it pushes it out in y direction, and then it does x direction separately, right? So this is the same, but in x direction, and that's just to have less weird bug. Like you can have a more control. That first we do it in that direction and that direction instead of going like diagonal and weird stuff. But the corner detection, which you can see here, you can see these green plops. That's the places where you can do that. Those are when you, what's it called, enable world, maybe? Yeah. It doesn't do, it goes through, when it starts up the world, it goes through all the tiles that have collision, which means that they're on level 0 or forward. They can be like, yeah, there's a layer system, like it's just an int that goes from minus, the player is probably at layer 5 or something, and most of the ground is at layer 0 or something. This one essentially just checks if it does a few checks here, but what this does, it adds to a list of grab points the top left one of each tile. We can add a tile in the air here just to show. See this tile? This tile has green plop here and green plop there. So this adds the top left one and this adds the top right one, which you can see. Which you can see here. It adds the width of the tile, here it doesn't. And the only thing it does other than that is that it checks so that there's no tile to the left of it. If you want to add this one, then you check if you're going to add the top left grab point for this tile, and you check, is there anything to the left? If yes, then you don't put it there, which is this stuff. And so the same one when you put it to the right. And then there's also nothing above which looks upwards, and that's just so tiles don't get on a wall that goes upward, doesn't get colliders. Because it's a quite funny thing you can do is you can remove that. You're gonna see how crazy it looks if I just turn off these 4 lines. And then, okay. Here I tried to show something quickly and I got sad. There was a we reset and now we look. Now there's things everywhere, and then we add back nothing above. Let it recompile. There you go. Reset again. So now there's only the one on the ground, and then we add back this stuff. Remove the extra line break there. Then you reset, and there you are. Now it's only in the places. It also does this for entities that, yeah, it can also add them for entities. That's a bit more like, it still need to check if there's anything next to it, but it's similar. You can say if an entity wants these or not, but it's nothing fancy really. That's that for Peter Alabaster's questions. Oh no, how do I get this back there? There we go. Okay, so done with that. So, so Phil Switch says, if I had a penny for every time I heard someone said, we're storing this here even though it's terrible, I could have been able to buy Unity technologies. Yes. And I think that was referring to my game memory struct. Yeah, there's lots of crap in there. Actually, I don't use a lot of these things. I should just clean up in here, because it's like this dumping ground that's globally accessible of crap. But yeah, I don't think these are used, for example. Yeah, you see, this one is defined here and then it's init here. I will clean that up. Let's clean it up now. I don't care anymore. This is the old background for when you talk to people. This one, but this one I used to realize I can generate in code. The only thing I need is the little arrow, so we can remove that. I removed too much. The arrow I still need. And then what more can we remove? This stuff I probably don't need, but we'll see about that. The sky shader. I don't need that. That's not used. This is the best kind of stream. It's just a stream where I'm removing code. Did you know that the favorite thing of any game programmer is to remove my favorite thing is speaking. The favorite thing of many programmers is to delete code, because you had this old code that you woke up in the night and it's giving you nightmares all the time, and there's sweat everywhere and you're crying because of this bad code that you keep thinking about, and then one day you rewrite it, and you maybe rewrite it in a way such that the old code lives separately, so you have all your new code, and finally there's nothing that uses the old code that gave you nightmares anymore. And then you go in and you delete it, and then you just have a changelog in Git or whatever you use, and then that it only contains deleted lines, but nothing was lost in the program because you have just replaced it with something better. It's fantastic. Okay, so we removed that stupid shader. Next level name, is that used? Yes, it is. Why can't I? Oh, it's in my keyboard was in Swedish. Yeah, Max says deleted code doesn't need to be maintained. Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually if it's there, it doesn't need to be maintained in the sense that it doesn't, like, if you don't use it, you know, it doesn't need to work, but it can still use other code that if you change that code, you know, then you might need to update your old code again. So you can just have to, like, oh, I'm just gonna refactor this, and like, okay, half the things I need to fix to make my refactor work is dead code. So it's good to delete some dead code. What more fun do we have in here? Memory editor, that's one we use. Debug draw. This one we don't. We don't really use the gradient top stuff. We just draw a single color these days. But I'm just gonna leave that because it's more than just deleting. This is the tile set. It lives here because we process the tile set. We load the tiles from disk, and then we add a 1 pixel padding around each tile, and we do that in code because I don't like doing things in in the editor. Action button icon. That one we well, do we really use that? No. Oh. Good. What more? Interactable in range. This we use, progress we use, delayed event. This stuff we do not use. Full screen texture. La 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 la. Yeah, there's some code for drawing, but we'll never use it. Might reintroduce it one day, but why did it suddenly say that inventory is declared but not used? But I'm confused now. What did I do? Help me, Git. You're my only you're my only something. I have literally not touched anything that uses the inventory, and it's like I can just go through this. It's like here it doesn't use the inventory. No. Here it doesn't use it, here it doesn't use it. And suddenly it complains. It's declared but not used. No, too much wasn't deleted. It's just suddenly it declares that I've declared a variable, not used it. But actually there was nothing using it before. I can very interesting. Unclear. Go down here. The states thing is not used really, but that's for a part of the game. This stuff is for a part I was just hacking on that I won't be, so I just leave that there. So let's just do a full recompile and make sure nothing is broken. Yay, nothing is broken. Okay, now we commit that. It's not that much, it's just mostly some states removed. Removed unused game memory state. Well, that was today's streams. Thanks for watching. No, I'm joking. I haven't gotten to this. So, what is missing? Everything is missing. This egg should not be here. But that's there for debug purposes, so I can quickly get an egg. The cat is okay. Let's just play it and see how far we get. We delete this. We delete the cat. Haha. Then we go over here to my mystical cave in which you start. We need to make. More art for the cave also, because I want like cracks and stuff and some water dripping. But anyway, so you start here in this funny cave, and now you start in here just so you're forced to learn how to jump. So you go here, because this one you must jump up on, otherwise you stand like this. This is not very fun to run into a wall. And up here you realize that, well, you will hopefully realize that you need to hold, like you need to jump and kind of continue holding up arrow or front arrow. Front arrow, that's my favorite key. It just always it's a key on the keyboard that always points in the direction you're walking. Press the front arrow. And then you come to this one, which would I put 2 because it's a bit more unclear what's happening. So at this one you need to hold space. So because if you just do this, then it just and here's the first bug. It should go into a wall slide here. When you hold against the wall, it should like slide down. But fix that. That's not super important. But anyways, you just hold the jump. It's like in Zelda or whatever, the newest Zelda games, where you hold the jump button and then things happen. Then you climb, I mean. And then you get out here. Before you used to spawn here, but I added the cave just so you're forced to learn some stuff. You go to this tree, you can talk to it. Meowdy, how are you on this fine day? Terrible. Then you can say that's unfortunate, and it says I'm unfortunate. It's a very sad tree. And then it says who are, you can say how are you? And this dialogue maybe I should, this was just some placeholder stuff I wrote. Yeah, this was, maybe I should go in and try to rewrite that immediately. Yeah. Let's see here. So the dialogue starts with, it checks if you have smacked the flower tree. No. If you have talked to it before. No. Then you come down here. Why is there nothing on this node? Was there anything? Did I click something? Is there a bug? I've had problems with, I'm trying to figure out a bug with the dialogue system where I think there's some weird data overwrite. Thingy. But if I go up and talk to the flower tree, I'm just gonna do this. Give me some camera bounce. Thank you. It says this. Okay, if I click save here. Yeah, it's gone. So there is some kind of bug. I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if this line is gone. It's a UI bug that it accidentally does something stupid, or if it's like a memory overwrite bug, but it only happens in dialogue, so I think it's something. Yeah, there's a bug somewhere, and it's not very good because it feels a bit random. Haha. Okay. So you say, Meowdy, how are you on this fine day? I think it can reply terrible. That's fine. But that's, what can we write? It says you say terrible, then you say that's you can say that's that's too bad. I don't think this is even good English to say that I'm unfortunate, but that's just because it's a reply. Who are you anyways? And then I don't like this thing. That's the thing I actually wanted to change. Who are you anyways? Then we can give it a name instead. It can say I am William, the sad flower tree. Now no one says that I am the sad. And then we can do this thing. Flower. No flower, I am the flower tree, and I'm tired. Okay, that's much better. Who are you now again? I am William the flower tree. Flower? No flower, I am the flower tree. Okay, so you have this guy, he's sad. And then you walk over here, and then you get your friend. And you can say, hi Squirrel, blah blah blah. And you say we're gonna make pancakes, but Squirrel says I need help getting some ingredients. And then he says, you say, what are the ingredients? It needs butter, flour, and egg. And then you can ask where the things are. Squirrel says the butter is in the root cellar just behind you. Here's the key. I already had a key because I have a debug cheat in the code to always get the keys. Now I have 2 keys. That's good. Where is the flower? From the flower tree. You know that because that's the only thing you know so far. That this guy's over there. And the egg, he says, no idea. Maybe you can ask the waterfall. What waterfall? The one to just. This one I want to change. About the waterfall. Blah 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 blah. He says so many things. What waterfall? The silly one to the east. The one that does the. Now I can say the silly one to the east. That's fine because it will be quite apparent that it's silly. I don't need to say more than that. And now you can take his key and go in here, and you can pick up this butter. And you see I have this inventory down here, and I can shift between the items. So I have a talkie, a pickup, a paw. That's my sort of use key. And then there's the items I picked up. And then you can talk to him again when you have the butter. Wait, something's broken. It should not. Talk to Squirrel. Okay. Okay, it starts. Then it checks. Have you talked to Squirrel? And then it should go here. That should just work. It's worked before. Okay, I go through all this again. I'll try to recreate that, and then you can tell him here's the butter, and then you lose it, sort of. Okay, good. I think I know what happened. I went into the dialogue editor while I was talking to him, to the Squirrel, and then when you go out again, it sort of resets the whole level, so it goes out of the dialogue. So there was no bug. That's something I would like to do, you know. I don't think I can solve it for this game, but it's sort of a thing I'll try to do in any future game, is to have a better way to update the running game world. So, you know, if you go into the editor and leave it again, that because I have hot reload for the code, but I don't have hot level reloading. So if I do changes in the editor and come out, then it actually resets the whole world. It keeps the player position, but actually the whole world, most of the stuff in the world is reset, so it's not very good. It's still useful to test like cosmetic things and anything related to you having an item, because you also keep all your items, but it's not perfect. So I would like, one thing you can do there is you can have like, you can check which things actually changed in the game, and then go through the level and match up those, and only update those in the level instead of recreating the whole thing. But then you must be able to be super sure of like, okay, what has changed, and then we come back to this whole thing about, okay, it's like a cache invalidation problem almost. Okay, so you have given him the butter, and then you can run over here and you can talk to this is one of my favorite characters. This is the Stone. Hi Stone. Hello. I'm looking for eggs for pancakes. And then it just says egg, and then you can also reply egg, and then you start screaming about eggs, and then you say that's correct, eggs, seen any? And then it says what is egg, and then you leave. That's very helpful, that one. Here is the silly waterfall. You can ask it about eggs. Hello cat. Meowdy. I am water. You sure are. This is my favorite dialogue in the whole game. What's being a waterfall like? It replies wet. Haha. And then you can ask, got any eggs? Nope, but birdie on top of mountain has. And then you're like, okay, let's go. I'm probably add something that is to the east, but you can go in here, and here I have an unfinished tunnel thingy. I used to be able to jump up here directly, but I wanted to have some way to get up there that wasn't as direct. And now you try to go up here and you can't, because this is 4 units high and you can only climb. You see, and you can even look at it and talk. It's a big slippery rock wall, looks too tall to climb, and stuff. And here you find a baseball bat. And then the cat. You can inspect things. You use the talk button to inspect things in the world. I think maybe the icon should change when it's, because now it looks like I'm talking to it, but maybe it should be more like this is more like cat says things, and if it's a person it talks to it. Otherwise, maybe it should be a picture of the cat mouth here. Maybe it should be, I know, maybe it should be like this one. It should be this emoji, this GIF, this one. Use mouth. Anyways, so I pick up now I have 2 baseball bats. That's reasonable. That's because I have the key and the baseball bat I always have currently, and that's for debug purposes, so I can quickly test the game. And run back. Marcus Scepter asks if the physics is completely custom. Yeah, but it's not much of physics. It just takes the player. The player has like a collider, and then there's lots of colliders in the world, and then it checks the overlap, and then it pushes you out of collision. Nothing else can walk around and fall, and and there's no, you can't rotate boxes. It's only axis aligned boxes, but that's enough if you're just trying to do something where you walk around and interact with the world, and the important part is not to have like a physics simulation. You can jump up here with your baseball bat. You can go to this one, and you can try to use the paw on this one. And then it said, I tried to smack it with my paw, but nothing happened. I want some of that flower to fall down, because this is a flower tree. And I'm gonna try to, this is a hard thing about making games. There's lots of like, I need to make sure that the player has understood that this is a flower tree. Well, of course, you're gonna walk around a bit. It's like an adventure game. You walk around a bit and figure things out, but you gotta be clear enough but you need to understand that. And then what you can do then is you can take your baseball bat and you can smack it, and then this animation, and then that was a delayed event there, what I talked about in the beginning, where it delayed it started talking a bit afterwards. And then now you got flower, and here I would like the cat to be covered in white flour when you come out, or like pops out its head or something. And now you can inspect the flour. It says it's flour, good for making pancakes and making slippery things sticky, which is very ominous, I guess, of what I need to do with it. Not ominous, but suggestive. This is funny. I should fix this. Doesn't need flour. Yes, it needs flour. Let's fix that. That's the use item handler. Oh, the squirrel has no use item handler because the squirrel still uses the old. Okay, I can't fix that right now. But you can still talk to the squirrel and say, I found flour. And then it's like, thanks, you got quite a lot, so I'll just take some. Keep the rest. It's handy for making slippery things sticky. I know, it's a bit how do you call it? In your face. But yeah, it's the thing about games. You need to tell people things in many ways over and over without making it too obvious. Otherwise, if you just tell people something once, then they like they just like, no, I didn't understand that. Here I need to fill in some graphics, and then now you can use this on here. I put the flower on the wall. It's extra grippy now. It'd be like climbing a mountain of pastries, and then you can climb up. Now you got to this amazing place here, and here is the bird. Just want an egg, and then you can choose how did you no or yes. And I say, how did you know? And then it says, come take it. Didn't want to be a parent anyways. And then you pick up the egg. You run back, because now you have egg. Now everything for pancakes. This is gonna be the best pancake time ever. Run. And now we come here, and everything is wrong. You see, this tree is gone, and his tree house is gone. And the tree house, what happened? And then it's very sad. Wow, the machines cut it down. And then you can say, that's terrible. Terrible. Can I help somehow? And this dialogue I need to rewrite also, because it's a bit placeholder, but it says, I don't know, because they cut down all the oaks on the planet. And then you have to choose one of your remotes. Gulp, gasp, oh no, or meow. I'm gonna go for gasp today. And then it says, maybe you can go to Yas, go to the other place. Where's that? You must ask the space onion to take you there. Poor right, where is he? In my root cellar, but you have to grow him first. Grow him? He's just a tiny onion seed in my root cellar. Got it. You got the onion? Yeah, and then you can only choose what, hiss and leave for the root cellar. Here is crying animation is glitching. Oh. And now suddenly here I want to do a thing where the root cellar is closed again and you open it once again, but it's much bigger actually. I changed which is active item with A and S. I'm thinking on the controller it would be like the bumpers, and then you have like a key to use it or something. I've also thought about, having separate buttons, like you currently have a separate jump button, but I was thinking maybe there's a jump button, a talk button, and a use, like a pickup button and a use item button. Like there's 4 buttons, but this is a very like adventure game where you choose one action and then do it with something, but I don't know. But so what I wanted was that this is closed again and you go in here and it's like a long dark tunnel, like it, it's like a weird nightmare. You can, and this is, you see everything changed over here. I think the camera is supposed to be a bit more panned over here, and then you can take the space onion seed, go out here, put it down, and then I think Yeah, he's supposed to say something. Yeah, this he's supposed to go into another state here with dialogue. I think there's some dialogue written, but it's not there. And now, so he will say you need to go get water, and then you go get water. Talk to this guy, and then you can ask Hi Mr. Wet. That sounds inappropriate somehow. Can I borrow some water? And then it says sure, and then you get a bucket here. So one thing I want to do is when someone gives you something or you pick something up, if you pick something up from the ground, then it sort of flies and lands down here, because then otherwise you will miss that things end up down here 100%. And if someone gives it to you, then it sort of flies out from them and puts down here. Bye bye, have a splashy day. Everyone is so silly. And then you can take your water and you put it on the space onion, and then it's like it grows and it says greeting Mr. Cat, I am the space onion. What are you? What's a space onion? There are few of us. We slumber. We wait for nutrition and water so we can return to the other place. Squirrel said you might know where to find a new acorn. The one called Squirrel talks of the other place. I will take you there. Let me know when you wish to depart. And then you can choose wait a bit and walk around and do stuff. Or you talk to him and say, let's go. And then you jump in. Here I would ideally want a animation where the cat jumps in. And then you press a key and it flies away. And then we da da da, big reveal. You live on a lamp. Sad. Okay. Now I spent a lot of time showing that for no, just because I want to show what's there, and I need to fix this level as well. So it's the previous level and this one I want to finish. Now I spent a lot of time just explaining that instead of working, which is good. So now I just switch back to the first level because we're gonna fix things here first. First thing we're gonna fix is that there's no wall slide. Like the only way to get a wall slide is to climb up, and then when you're in this position you can press down arrow. That's supposed to always happen when you hit a wall, but it doesn't. It used to happen. So let's try to fix that. Dun 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 dun. Or actually, let's try doing something more fun first. That one it's not super important. It's just a regression. That's why I want to fix it. I want to fix the thing where you pick up an item and it flies to your inventory first, because that's much more important, I think. Let's go to here, delete this one, go over here somewhere where there's some stuff happening. Put that one there. And then maybe we put out what item? Let's put out the baseball bat here. Reset. Here we go. It's not a wooden mallet. It's a wooden mallet. No. Wait, isn't there a... Why does it even say that? Ah, okay. This line shouldn't be here. It's an old quap. I can't talk to that. Oh, I know what now, because... So let me show you what I did. So last stream I worked on this thing called the entity kind. my old system had like a entity type thing which you could define, and you had to like implement it in 5 places to get anything to work, blah 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 blah. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think there's 2 baseball bats. There's one here. Yeah, okay. So we've already implemented. So the old system, I have some stuff still left in that system, and this is the new one. And this one, if you click talk, it says the correct thing. So what we need to do here is to go to remove the old type, which is this one. So what I do here is I just go here and I put a U in front of it, which means it's unused, and eventually everything here will have U in front of it, and then I will delete all that code. But I can't just do that in all at once, because then the game, I would break something. Then I can just delete this, and I can delete this, and I can delete this, and then my thing got too far away. Delete that. And now if we go in here, there's only 1 of these clubs, there's no longer 2. Okay, let's also get get all player actions. This is where, so you see, I always have the key and always have the mallet. It was a mallet, but now it's a baseball bat. But this is what always adds them to the possible actions. So I just remove that, compile, and then they will disappear. And now I can pick this up and it appears here. Okay, so now we want to pick this up and it sort of flies down here. So Peter says maybe you can also flash the new item box. Yeah, I thought about that too. It's less fun, but it's also quicker to implement. Let's start with flashing it, and then, because we need to have some code anyways for detecting that something happened. Inventory. So here's your items. It's just an array of pickup type. This should be renamed to inventory item or something, but they used to be pickups in the old system. But yeah, okay. When all the old system is thrown out, I can rename that. You know what? Let's just do this. Inventory item struct type, or we'll call it item pickup type, and then we can say added at F64. So then we'll put the time when it was added, and then we can just, if this is less than this long ago, then we use tada hit. I would change that, and then we get lots of compilation error. And like Peter Alabaster says, I love compiler aided changes, because now I changed this. I changed pickup type to inventory item, and I get lots of compilation errors. I have no idea how, like, I can understand, you know, we have a non-compiled language that's, you know, where you, like interpreted languages, where you get your errors while you execute. I have no idea how to make big refactors in those languages. There are some languages like that have like a separate checker that goes through your code and makes sure that everything would run okay, but some don't, and I have no idea how. I have no idea how to make bigger code than a small program in that. Okay. So maybe we will do this. This is pick up item. This one I want to remove. This is from the old system. That's why there's one thing here that appends it to the inventory, and then there's one thing here. This one I can remove now, I think. And if I can't, it just used for the egg, essentially, I think. Any item that's doesn't work with the new one, I will move over. And then what's this? Oh, that's from the old system as well, I think. Because there's, yeah. So this one will be deleted one day. It's the old pickup type. Pickup item. Okay, do we ever, let me check something here. Append, let's use a regex. Okay, yeah, sometimes I just append directly to that list, which is not so good. Let's do this. Add to inventory. Inventory. Item, pickup type. So you say I want to add this item now. And then you can just take this code and this thing you can't move in there. You say blah blah blah. Add to inventory item. So this is for picking up an entity that represents an inventory item. So what it does, it fetches the actual entity at this handle here, and then you don't need this. Why? Ugh. Let's see here. Add to inventory. You append to inventory items e.pickup, and in this case you fetch the item out of it, add to inventory, and then you also destroy it because you actually pick the thing up. So the entity that represents it is gone. And Peter says that maybe it's I think well, both Peter and Max talking about interpreted languages, that you like doing big refactors, that like, yeah, maybe that's a reason why unit tests are so popular with like many of the web languages and stuff. Because, and I think also when you have something where you have a clear sort of data, like many web apps is like, okay, here's the clear data, this is how we display it. It's very easy to write unit tests. Writing unit tests for a video game that doesn't do like, maybe if it's like a, you know, strategy game with lots of menus, maybe it's easier to do unit tests, but something that has lots of like dynamic stuff with physics and stuff, nah, it's just easier to just test it a lot usually. And then it's nice to have a compiled language just to be able to make sure that at least the program works when you start it. Well, at least it syntactically correct and logically correct, maybe. Phil Switch is wondering if I've seen Raylib 5.0 and if I think it will translate well to existing Odin bindings. I haven't looked at it at all. I just used Raylib 4.5 that comes with Odin in the vendor package, in the vendor collection. Yeah, I don't know if it will translate well to existing Odin bindings. I mean, they've probably changed the API somewhat, so I would be surprised if they hadn't. So you probably have to, when that comes out, the Raylib API has to be updated. Maybe at that point, you know, before this, I think Odin bindings used to like throw out, like there's no Raylib 4.1 or whatever, you know. But maybe since 4.5 has been in the vendor collection for so long in Odin now, so maybe when 5.0 comes out, there needs to be two bindings. Like if we have to choose if you want Raylib 4.5 or 5.0, maybe. Otherwise, you feel like forced to upgrade or copy out the old bindings locally. Hello, Pranav. What was I doing? Add to inventory. Yes. And now we can redo my search. Append items. So here we can say add to inventory dot flower. I think. You can search again. No dialog node variant give play. This is the dialog node that gives you an item. Then it says add to inventory v.item. Yeah, now there's no more. See what's the biggest changes is. Oh yeah, so Phil Switch is saying that the biggest change with Raylib 5.0 is that it's decoupled from GLFW, which is this library, I think, to open the window and stuff with OpenGL, like to open a window platform independent and also make an OpenGL context and stuff, I think. And it will support custom platform backends, and that there's now a backend as an SDL backend as an alternative to GLFW. Well, that's nice. Then you can, I guess, easily support more platforms and stuff. Pranav asks, what is faster, compiler or the interpreter? It's not. I don't really understand. I mean, interpreted language are usually slower because they're not compiled to machine code or byte code, so they have to be constantly interpreted. And then there's like just-in-time compilers and stuff to speed it up. But compilation you do before and interpretation you do constantly. So interpreted languages are almost always slower, but yeah. But yeah, if you're just asking if the interpreter is faster than the compiler, like Max says, but it's once you have the program compiled, it's usually faster because you can optimize it and don't have to constantly interpret the code. Enough about that for me. Okay, so now we have add to inventory. Now we can compile this again, and it still doesn't work, of course, because we haven't done anything yet. But now we need to do this. Inventory item is inventory item, and we must say that item is e.is item, and then we must say that added at is rl.get time, I think. And then we can say add in item. Look like that. Let's check. Yeah, this one in an F64 because, I mean, either you can count seconds from epoch, like Unix time. This one returns the elapsed time in seconds with, I think it uses a high precision clock. So you actually get also you don't just get it in seconds, you get all the little decimals in between. Okay. Event. I was like, why is it misspelled? And we switch on the item instead here, and now we e.pickup it's called here, like that, and remove inventory item if e.item equals item has inventory item. Yep, fix that one. This one looks like it should use, let me see here, because we are what we're doing is we're making so that when I pick something up, the item flashes. But in order to do that, I must know at which time it was picked up. So I'm adding that is to a struct. But I think remove inventory item. Yeah, it should use this one. This is the function that removes inventory items, and what it does is it goes through all your inventory, finds the item, and then it removes it, but it also checks if this is the item that you currently have selected. Then it makes sure to move the selection back once, otherwise you have nothing selected anymore because it's out of bounds and stuff. Remove inventory item v.item. Used to be a none check here, but there won't be an inventory item with type with none, so that's fine. Okay. For I in invent, yeah. So here we say, no, we say like this. Yes, good. What's this? Passes item check. Isn't this the same as running has inventory item c.item to check? Right. Yeah, should work. Has some code that's used in the dialog system to check if you have an item or not. It can show you some alternatives. Like I have the butter. Then it Now we're talking in the chat about writing an interpreter or compiler to learn more about those things. I think that's a great idea. It will give lots of insight into how programming languages work, and also like you will probably write better code afterwards by having made a compiler or an interpreter, because you have a better idea of what does my programming code need to get translated into. I've tried a few. I've never gotten very far with making a programming language. I think I tried to make like a, what was it? Yeah, I just tried to make something that was a bit C-like once. It could do some simple things like I could define a variable and change the value of it, and maybe I could call a simple function or something. But it was, and I just did a naive thing, because sometimes people are like, okay, so what do you do in a programming language? Oh, well, that's what I was thinking. What do I output? I didn't read any books or anything. I was like, I guess I output assembly. So then I just had a file. I just outputted assembly into like a buffer, and then I had an assembler run that and spit out an exe. I have no idea how to do it properly, but that's what I did. I'm sure the chat has the chat is recommending if you want to write an interpreter, they're recommending the Torsten Ball interpreter book. Sounds legit. Okay, inventory match. Okay, so now it's there again. The code works again. Now we just need to flash it. And that will be quite easy, because we can just do this. funny. I just scrolled randomly, and this is actually the code. Yeah, here is the select. If it's selected, then it's color light. Otherwise, it's color cat. The funny thing is, the reason it's color cat is that most of the colors are just in the graphics. A few of them I've defined in code, so I can use them. And the reason it said color cat is that it was originally only used for the cat in the game. This red color. It's not used anywhere else. Yeah, I'm sure that if people write a compiler today, maybe they would, like, maybe they would use LLVM or something. I don't know. I was just trying to parse some text and then output assembly and assemble that with a random assembler I found. It was very random. But that's the thing. That's what I meant, that you just do something naive and then like, okay, I guess this is one way, but I'm not sure if it's the correct. The funny thing is, I'm not sure if that's the correct way to do it, but in many cases I found that I've done some graphics programming. I'm not the best at graphics programming, but almost at any time when I spend enough time on a problem, I'm like, maybe this is how you do it. And then you sit there, and quite often maybe you don't get the, the detailed sort of ideas right. Like you don't get the optimizations and the smart way to do it. But usually you're just by doing something naive and trying a few different things, you usually end up with, when you ask people, oh, I think this is a stupid idea, and they're like, no, it's what you do. But I don't think that's what you do. But I don't think that's how you'd make compilers. You don't output assembly and then assemble it anymore. People use LLVM and stuff, or some other fancy backend. Odin is currently using LLVM, but it's a bit slow. And you can see here, this is my compile time. Look at this. It took 1.7 seconds. 1.2 was in the CodeGen. Of course, CodeGen has to take some time, but according to Ginger Bill, this is very slow, and he's looking into swapping out to another backend called Tilde, which should be much faster. And I think that one is also supposed to be able to output C, so you can cross-compile easily to weird platforms. Anyways, we're doing this now. This is the rect for the outline here. Need to flash that based on the time. Inventory item, add that. Okay, we can say flash time is 0.5 seconds. And then we say if, oh yeah, this is, okay. I decompose. When I make the list of all the player actions, I don't I just take out the item, because I put it like this. Actually, I can do like this. Item. No, let's just put it here. Let's just put it there. For the other ones, it would be 0, so those will never flash, because it will be like, maybe they'll flash in the beginning. But yeah, I don't know. What did I do? I was like, huh? Didn't compile because I broke the code on here. What are you talking about? I'm gonna make my chat bigger. Yeah, it's funny how languages are moving away from LLVM, because LLVMs is so practical with all the making it possible to, like, all the possibilities of different platforms and stuff it gives, but and optimizations. But it's so slow. So, but yeah, I guess one reason it might be so slow is because it is, look at how long it takes to just compile, and how big the code base is. There must be some craft in there. Cole is asking, have you ever tried C++ and OpenGL, or Odin OpenGL, or something else? Yeah, I did my first OpenGL I did OpenGL in C++ maybe. I'm trying to think when it was. What's the year it is now? 13 years ago, I was reading a C++ book and also one of the OpenGL books. I don't remember. Like, there was the OpenGL Super Bible. It's more like a reference book, but I was using that to sort of put together, like, I loaded models and stuff. So I've used it. Using C++ and OpenGL is fine. Raylib that I use here is actually built in C on top of OpenGL. So I'm just, this is just OpenGL with some stuff on top to make things easier. Yeah, that feeling when you're trying to remember the correct decade. I think I was like 20 years old, which is 13 years ago. So I was trying to think. Okay, let's so we have all my actions here, and now this one will have added at, which is the time that this one was added. If added at plus flash time is less than rl.getTime. Let's try this. Outline color is this thing, and we will go from something to outline color. We will go from, like, let's just flash start color is it's like, let's just take white for now, and then we say outline color is, then we will, if we're at this, we're within this time, where the flash time, which is half a second. So wait, this looks wrong. Should be like this. If get time, so if the current time is less than time was added plus the flash time. Yes, you're still within that range. Then the outline color will be math.lerp. I'm gonna adjust this slightly. Math.lerp. Is that what I'm doing? How do I lerp colors anywhere? I think so. Gradient top. I think these are lerped somewhere. Yeah, here. I have a function for it. Amazing. What does it do? How does it work? Oh, it's just a lerp. Takes two colors and a T. Okay. So it goes from this one. No. Yes. From the flash start color. And then we say T is current time is rl.getTime. So for anyone who wasn't here when we started this, we are we're not able to type anymore. when I pick things up, I'm trying to make this border flash, that's all, so you notice it. And then maybe we'll do some cooler effect later, who knows. A bit annoyed at the angle of this microphone here. So I have some tea. So current time, remove that, and I want to use it again here now. Minus, actually we can, whatever. Is that correct? Maybe. Maybe like that. Who knows what's gonna happen? Then we cast this whole thing to F32 because we've shrunk the range so much. Let's see what happens. Oh, it did it did something. Bloop. Does lerp color also lerps the alpha value? Doesn't matter. They're all, the alpha is all there. So we go from A to B. This is probably the wrong way around. And let's see. Current time. This is this is bigger than that one, right? And then it's probably like this. So this is the elapsed, no? Current time minus, added that. That's the elapsed time since we started. And then we say flash time minus that. Divided by flash time, that's just to bring it into a 1 to 0 to 1 range. So we start at this color. So now this should be like why does it feel like it's going the wrong way? Wait, what am I doing? No, it's correct because that's the final outline color. I'm just changing it. Peter asks, isn't that just going to modulate the color one way? I just wanted to go from, I always want to immediately have the brightest one, and then I wanted to go down to the original outline color, which whatever that is. So now I can put this here, and I can check. It's going the wrong way. Why though? Yeah, maybe we should do like a multiple flash. The T, it's just Earl Grey. And just might be fancy to some people. I mean, it has bergamot flower in it and everything. It's tea for people who think they're too fancy for just drinking black tea. They must put a funny flower in it. What am I doing here? I apparently can't even... Oh, I know what we need to do. I have the best function ever. We called remap, and remap takes an old value, which is current time, and then we say at which time did you add it, added at, and then you say okay, that's the minimum value it can have, and then we say added at plus flash time. Okay, and then we remap it to 0 and 1. So, oh nej. Huh? Ah, no, okay. I was just... I thought it was... for the remap function, you take F64 first. And then we... Yeah, you see how easy that was instead of all the nonsense I was doing. And what we can do now, we can use an easing on the T to make it, if you want to flash it like funnily or something. So remap, what remap does it takes a value it takes a value and it says what's the minimum, old minimum, and what's the old maximum, and what's the new minimum and the new max, and it just brings from one range into another, and it's useful for doing all kinds of stuff. I'm sure there is a simpler version that just, if you just want it to go... Oh, isn't this like a... If you always go between 0 and 1, it's like a smooth step, right, actually. Isn't that what a smooth step does? I think so. So I think smooth step is the same as... Because here you can have other ranges. But, yeah. So, let's... And... I was thinking if we should... Don't I have like a... I have all these funny ones. Let's go here. Ah! This would be nice to do. It would mean like it goes up and then it goes down a bit and then it goes up again. Smooth start. Okay, let's look at this. I think I have most of these. I should use the easing stuff in Odin or in the core library and also in Raylib, but I'm a bit... Smooth start 2. Why is that one? If it's 2, why is it 4 times? I thought... Ah, these only take F32. Well, these take any. Ah. Oops. Yeah, it's not. It's not super obvious. Like it just flashes down there. You know what you can do? You can do this. This is the... because it uses the destination background outline. Uses that all the way down to here. So we could do, we can also make the thing, now I'm just doing silly stuff, but let's try that. Can do this one is math.lerp from a much bigger one, like we can do pad rect, this one with like 10 pixels on each side, down to the one we actually want, and we can take T again, and we can stop printing it. Oh yeah, of course I can't. The rectangle is not a math type in that sense, so I need to take out the size. So I want to just take this one and just like make it big, and then it goes down. Size is size from rect, and we say who is the rect, that's big outline, and then we say from rect size times 3 to rect size, and then we say out the dest bg outline dot width is rect size dot x, height y, and then we need to also offset it. X is minus equals rect size. We need to do rect size dot x minus test bg outline dot x divided by 2, and the same for the y. This is the new size. Something like that. Maybe this will do something funny now. It worked. It's funny. Can do that all day. Can make it even bigger. 200. Here we go. Stupid. This is of course something that, you know, people take offense with because I'm scaling pixel art, but I'm already drawing pixel art off the grid, so okay, let's leave that for now. So we've done the pickup item animation stuff. Let's commit that. Git status. Just checking, so nothing. Yeah, looks good. Funny flashing inventory outline. Yeah, ideally I would like the thing to kind of fly from the game into inventory, because then it feels like it kind of connects this thing to the that you pick it up somehow. But I don't have so much time. I think it will work also when you talk, because I use the same function to always get stuff. So you talk to this guy and say, Butter, where is it? And now he will give you the key. Whoop. Oh, I've accidentally talked to him again. It would also be fun if when you use an item and it will disappear, then it sort of like flies there or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's quite obvious that something is happening. Okay. What's happening now? It's funny, I played through the game before and sort of showed you all the things that were bad, but I didn't write them down. So now I need to replay everything again. But yeah, we got the butter. And let's talk to this guy again. Here's the butter. Disappeared, thanks. What I need to do again? Fetch me. Even the squirrel admits that it's a fetch quest. It's like, huh. Okay, so he wants me to go. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to even have a bat at this point. So I'm supposed to go over. I think many of the things that I have left to do is actually I want to add some animations, and that's a lot of work. So let's go in here, remove this one, and get the key again. So hard to climb. Yeah, so there's a few different animations I would like. One is you select your paw item and then you press. I would like the cat to actually kind of swipe and then maybe say something. Sometimes you won't, like, it will need to say less stuff because it's obvious from the graphics that you are doing something, right? And then I would like animation where the cat hits something with the baseball bat. So just takes it out and smacks it. Yeah, that would be good. It's also funny that lots of things have a talking animation, but the cat doesn't. The cat is just standing there. And I guess it comes, maybe this is the talking animation right here. Who knows? Yeah, let's run through this and see what we find. So, talk to this guy again. Here's the butter. Blah blah blah. I need to add a. Okay, let's fix things when we say that. I need to do this, otherwise I'm not doing it. When you talk to the squirrel, there is no option here to stop talking. Bye bye. So now there's a bye bye there. Peter's asking if I can go into the tree door. No, not currently. And I was thinking maybe I should be able to, because maybe it would be more fun if the squirrel was inside the house and it's sort of this place you have to go into. But maybe I'll add that for like the next demo version. So I want to finish these things. I don't like this, you're running in the air here. Let's see if I can fix that. I mean, this tree is just something I drew in like tiny bit of time at some point. This is more what, like, sir, what are you doing here? Who are you? What the hell just happened? these guys teleported. I think this is the origin here. Uh-oh. It's the, you know what the biggest nightmare in Gamedev is? It's when you come to the office of your big Gamedev corporation, you get your cup of coffee, you sit down at your computer, you start your game engine and load the level, and then you find like 5 random things at the origin at coordinate 0, 0, 0 in the world. Because then you know that somewhere some position has randomly become 0. And why? And then it's like, which date has been affected? And I've seen this once before, and okay, we can save and we can look at the planet, at the level, git diff. These are the entities. Tile index 8. Okay, 8 is 4, yeah, this one. Tile index 21 is 4, 8, blah, 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 blah. 20, 21 is this one, I think. So these 2 lines, these are 2 tiles. They have suddenly just lost their X position, which means it's 0 now. This used to be far away to, I think, wait. If it was, it must have come from far to the left, but it looks like it was from here, which is at like, this is probably coordinate like, bye Peter, it's probably from coordinate like 8 or 10 or something here. So why does it like, oh, there it is, it's these 2. They lost their position. Why? And why is this one sad? Oh, okay, so there's 3 errors. These 2 are these 2, and this one is this one. It has just, it's behind there. It has lost its layer. I think. Maybe. Something like that. But that's not the important part. So something is ran. I've seen this happen a few times. Let's find that line in the y equals -4. There should be tile index 8. This guy, is it at any special position? Not really. He's in the middle of the everything. This one is quite far away. Huh. So something is, this is what's known as something is just touching random memory. I don't know. This is the code that inits the editor. This is the code that edit mode shutdown. When is this run? run at the end here. Yeah. I'm not sure what causes this. I have to look into it, but I'm not sure that's what I want to do right now. But question is how to find that error. If it's like it's just one of the random tiles. I guess I could note down. So it's this guy. Is it at any specific place? How many? I was gonna say how many tiles are there before it? And then there was a lot. Let me do this. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is it always the same tiles? What I'm gonna do here is count the number of tiles by doing this. I want to, yeah, 1,825 matches. So it's not any funny number, but so there's, I mean, these double brackets mean that that's roughly how many items are in between. So I can do this. Weird tile bug, and then I say 1,825 affected tile roughly, because there might be plus or minus 2, but if something if it happens next time again roughly the same tile, then it's something that does something funny. And this is one of the, I guess, noticing these kind of things. And at least I'm able to see on the data that it happened, and sort of some people would just, not notice and like, the game breaks sometimes. But I guess it's by both doing programming and trying to design stuff, you can more easily kind of strongly react to these things and also see in the data that yes, something is actually wrong. Yeah. You know what I would like now? This is one of the few times where I want. I usually use for some reason command line GitHub. I would like. Don't I have like Git GUI? Can this one? Nah. Can I like? I just want to restore one thing. Revert hunk. I love reverting hunks. Oh, yeah, can that work? Then I don't need a fancy. Just use this to these. Revert those. Okay. Now I can continue with whatever the hell I was doing. Because it's not, I can jump in and out of the editor as many times as I want. I'm trying to I've seen these errors, but I've never been able to pinpoint sort of what caused them to happen. Like, is there a specific process? I had my ideas that maybe the dialogue editor, but I don't know. I have to find a reproduction. Like, I have to find a way to reproduce the bug so I can make it happen and inspect the data more and more. Because when it just happens randomly, the only thing I can do is like, okay, I can note down where something about it, like which tile roughly. For some reason there was 3 tiles changed and I only noted down 1, but that's because I want to do things. Okay. So, oh, this one was selected. That's why I type 161616 in it. Oh, so many things now. I'm like 161616. Oh wow. Let's see. We go over here now. So much to fix, and then suddenly there is a scary bug. Okay, we go over here. Pick this up. Pew. I like this new animation. I don't want to pull that. Oh, here I can do like funny. I can do stuff like this. Rock wall. This is the rock wall. So I can make a custom item handler here for that, like if you're trying to use it with the paw, I have all these. I have a new one called player say. So then I can just do this. I can say I was gonna think if, like, usually how you climb things is that you jump up and hold spacebar or the jump button and continue. So I was thinking doing something like fourth wall breaking there maybe. That's like, I usually hold jump button to climb, but this wall looks too tall to climb. Something like that. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now I have the bat that I found. So the reason I put the bat over there is because then you need to go over there and at least see, like, if you try to go get the egg, then that's where you find the bat, which you need to smack the flower tree with. This is also a bug I want to fix. If I'm running and the camera is panning, and it sort of glitches. And I know why. It's because wall slide, player state wall slide. It's this. I think it's this line. I need to do that, but it's because if I don't do that, then you might get stuck in the air, but then it's smooth. It's because it snaps the player position. Question is if it's a problem with the camera code or with the player code. Like maybe it's not always visible, but as if the camera is, yeah, there it happened, kind of snaps. I don't like when it snaps, as the player suddenly is moved several pixels. And my my fancy camera code just uses the player position, I think. Where is What's CS? Camera state. Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I should smoothly move the player. Like I don't teleport it like that. I say. Maybe I should. I think the correct way to fix those kind of things is to. You don't just teleport the player, because that will, even if you fix the camera, we will still maybe see that the player snaps several pixels suddenly. So what you do instead is probably to good night, Phil Switch. Thank you. Okay, I know what we will do. I think when you set the state, it says the starting position. Yeah. So then on the wall slide state, we can say wanted X position. That's just on F32, right? And then on here, we can instead say yeah. Oh, it actually moves it in the I should also have an animation where it kind of turns up. So currently it snaps. It's a bit messy with all the backgrounds here. I can go somewhere else, like here. Yeah, it would be nice if it sort of rotated the character and put it into place. I don't like this. I don't like any kind of sudden changes. It's better to, like, you can even give the player input already, but you actually play a small animation to everything is smoothly goes into each other. But this one doesn't matter, I think. I think you can just say player.pos_y. I think that's just because the animations have different, like, offset. So that's just to make it look good. And then we take this thing, and then we say, what's it called? Wanted X position. So what I'm trying to do is trying to make so the player doesn't snap to the wall. It sort of, it does a little blend. It's a little blend in. So we don't get these ugly glitches somehow. There you go. That's one. Okay. Now we just need to use that. Oh, this is a 5vec2. Let's see. I'm very annoyed with my boom arm today. I'm just like, I'm moving it back and forth. I'm at the bottom of the tea now. There's like tea leaves. Yuck. We'll swap that one for water. And then we go to where the wall slide state. What was all that? Dead code. Dead code. This is my old collision code. I'm gonna keep that for a tiny bit, because the reason I talked previously about that it doesn't go into wall slide when you just jump into a wall. You must scale down the wall. And the reason is I changed the collision code, and it's partially in here. So I'm just keeping that until I fix that. So I have for reference. Here's the wall slide code. And then we just need to do this remap thing. So we need to play the lil, is to move the player position a bit. So we just do like this. P.post.x is lerp from state dot, what's it called? The one, so from sp dot state starting pos, state start pos to the wanted x position. That's a lerp, and then we remap. See, can't I do? I think I want to do like a smooth step here. Let's math.smooth step, because that one will go between that one and that one. Yeah. So smooth step does, it takes from a minimum value like 5 up to a max value like 8, and then you have your timer between that runs maybe between 5 and 8, and then it spits out the value. It remaps that to the range 0 to 1. While I was sometimes used the remap function instead. The remap function can, instead of putting it in the 0 to 1 range, it can put you in any other range you want. But blah, 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 blah. I can just say p.state start, what's it called? State time is how long you've been in this state. This one just goes, okay, so now you say from 0 to, I want this to happen in 0.3 seconds, so I say state time is a number that just ticks up. It's 0 when the state you started. When you went into the wall slide state, it's 0. Then it goes upwards. So I just smooth step state time like this. The annoying thing is I don't like that these are, oh, it is clamped. That's good. Sometimes some of these functions are not clamped. Yeah, I think that's it. Math.lerp, math.smoothstep. Is there a way to, so it, I don't know if anyone is good with Odin is watching, but this is interpreted as F64s, right? Is there like, can I do, because I can just do this, right? But it's just a bit like, this is the one that's an F32 and I know that, and these two are just constants I'm putting in. But it like, oh, it decided from these constants that it should be F64, when this one is the one that I want to be governing that. Wait, didn't work. Oh yeah, there's a, there's a climbing state as well, where it also needs to do this, moving it in. So if you still continue to hold the jump button, then it goes into the climbing state. Maybe we do this. Haha. So we say wanted X position is, this one's wanted X position minus P dot state start pos. Goodbye, Max. See you. Max is going for lunch, I think. West Coast, America, I think. It's my guess, based on the clock. Wanted X position. So I might need to do this inside the. Let's just try this. So that works. Now we can go to the climbing state. And we can say the same thing. That we want to lerp it. This is very dangerous because this one might be 0 and then it's gonna lerp you to hell. Like if you that was good. Again. Oh yeah, it is actually not. I thought it was the absolute position, but it's not. That's good then. Then that's good. So that means it should be like that. And then, so it's not really wanted. It's like one X wanted X offset. This is one of these things where I'm feeling like I'm down on a weird rabbit hole and I'm just gonna do this differently. But now this will work. Wanted X offset. So offset is so this one should be this minus yes, the wanted X offset. So what I'm trying to do here is to I'm such a weird rabbit hole right now. Wait, this will cancel, which means this will become this, but no, it's minus this. Wait, these do not cancel, this like that. We drop the parentheses, this becomes minus, this becomes minus. Trying to think. I know. The current position minus the P dot start post. the state, start position. This is how much different we are than when we started this state. And then we want to take the currently wanted offset and do some minus things like that. Alright. Alright. Then we can go up here. Yeah. Such a weird rabbit hole. Yeah, there you see it's too slow, but it did the thing. There's no more snapping. Whoop. These are kind of small things that take a bit of time, and then the game feels much better from it, but it's just, yeah. And there might be some better way to do it. Maybe, I don't think it's the camera, but yeah, we'll see. Where is the 0.3? I shouldn't have us this. So these two guys, let me whip out this. Let's put that little constant here called wall slide x offset. Wall slide x offset fix. I don't know what to call this. Wall slide x fix time is 0.50. It felt like it was slightly longer than I don't know. It just felt like it was longer than 0.3 seconds. But maybe maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. Let's test it on another wall. We go over here. Run. Jump. Yeah, there's no more snapping at least. Yeah. Oh well. So that's fixed. Let's get that out of our working. So see that scary bug with the tile suddenly moving, that makes me nervous, and that makes me like, go around and look at things for, there's an entity that has moved. That was me. I moved the treehouse up a bit. But yeah, I had this weird bug before where suddenly there were two tiles that lost their X position, and I'm like, oh, maybe there's some memory overwrite bug. And once you have those bugs once and you haven't fixed it yet because you don't have a good repro case for it, like what you want to do when you see this kind of bugs is try to find some way to reproduce the bug so that you can try a lot of different ways to get the bug and see what is actually causing it. But I haven't gotten there. Or just sit and try to provoke it for a really long time. But not today. Wall slide snap thing fix and some other stuff. Okay. Now, okay. I have two animations I want to make. One animation is the slap with the paw, and the other is smack with the baseball bat. For when you use, instead of it's just saying random crap, I want some more graphics. And then you have a baseball bat also. I don't know which one to do first. I think the paw is easier, so I'll start with that. And then I have to get it into the game somehow. Not sure how. Because I mostly have, most of the animations I have in game currently are related to the cat going into new gameplay states. So it's like, okay, you stand, now it's hanging. So that's a state it's in. The swiping state, I guess I could have a whole state for it. It's like it's currently trying to smack, but it's quite fun to be able to just, you know, run around and smack. And then I must do some stuff with the animation code, essentially. Here's my walk cycle. So I guess we can. Is this the same as the? No, the idle one. It's this one. This one is just this bobbing thing. I actually don't like this bobbing thing. I just added it because my cat doesn't do anything. This is just a preference of graphics, really. But you know, many like pixel art games, they have this idle animations where the character is standing there and sort of like doing this wobble over and over. I'm just like, this is also doing it too fast. It's doing it this fast in the game, but I don't really like those because they look. I mean, this is just one pixel up and down, but sometimes it's this whole guy. It looks like they're. Usually, I think it looks like they're breathing very hard or something, or that they're extremely ready or something. It just usually looks weird, but it's a very, very popular way to do an idle animation because I think it's because you have not a lot of room in the pixel art or something. I don't know. I think it's maybe more fun to have the character kind of stands mostly still, and then sometimes do like a one-off animation where it looks around and then it's back. Maybe. But anyways, I'm just complaining about things that I'm doing myself. Totally logical. Okay, so we want to make a little animation for the paw thing where it smacks something. How does that look? Nobody knows. Let's see. Let's get into the animation mood. Oh, I was taught this thing the other day by my friend that there is actually onion skinning in. No, not that button. There is some button here. Maybe it's F3? No. I'll show what I mean by onion skinning. Here is the waterfall. No, let's not look at the waterfall. Let's look at the flower tree. This animation is doing a lot of things. If we animate both layers. So this is the tree. When you hit it, it does like this. And let's see. F3. Okay, it was F3. Was just. So you can see here is, if we turn off the other layer, with onion skinning you will see the one frame ahead and one frame behind as a ghost. So then I didn't notice, so I used to jump like back and jump back and forth all the time, back and forth, to see like, oh, is it good? But especially for these kind of animations where you're moving a whole thing over time, like it might be harder to use onion skinning if it's like internal color shiftings on top of something, because then it's just gonna look messy. But if you're moving something over like an empty background or something, then I think it's very good to see like the velocity of things, because the bigger the nose is moving very fast, and yeah, so that's cool. Almost gets I think you can. It's this one. I wonder how many, because can you configure how many frames? You can. Huh? Aha! I never clicked this thing. Is it onion skin merge frames? Red blue tint. So the red one is the one behind. It's like a blue shift. It's like physics. But where is the... It's not that. This one said like, you can also configure how many frames. And I'm like, huh? Opacity, step, is it? Oh, okay, this is how you configure many frames. Now I get onion skinning with 2 frames ahead and behind. So that's cool. F3 to enable that. Very good. Oh. So I'm just trying to make an animation where the cat... Now it looks like it's taking a poop. But that's okay. This one though, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't move the body so much in the beginning. We'll animate the important parts first. Hello, Gisep. Yeah, you got here a bit late. I think I'll maybe it's half an hour left, maybe something. I'm just currently trying to add a new animation, but I don't know how to animate. So I'm gonna go to school for 5 years. So I'll see you later. Bye. No. Okay. Just trying to figure out. One of these days I will. One of these days I might. I've been thinking a long time about adding more color to the game. But I'm gonna do that. Like maybe have some more texture on things. I kind of like the single colored stuff, but oops. You're just lifting your paw. I have to look at some references. Okay, now it's time to watch cat smack video. Cat slaps. Okay, this is what we're doing now. Okay, that's a doll. It's not a real baby. Okay. Now it's the weird stuff. I don't want it to smack a mouse. I wanted cat slap. This cat is gonna slap her in the face. Oh. Oi. Yeah, but okay, I know exactly what I want. I want cat slap printer. This is like one of the best. This is the best one. This is the cat that there's stuff coming out of the printer. There's actually some audio in this also, but I think I muted it. I don't even know if the audio comes out. If it captures desktop audio. So it's just printing some stuff. It's a good slap. The printer is trying to print something. What are you doing? I'm looking at reference material. That slab. So it sort of sits down properly, and then that's usually what they do. Right. Now I have inspiration. But should it sit down and slap? That's weird. It's also hard to do this when you have one color. Like, and then you might be like, but why don't you add color? And then I was like, have you seen my palette? It's this. And also I'm trying to use this color for the player character, but I would like to add more color later, but not now. Not now. Anyways, what do I do? Okay, I think we need let's do a quick kind of sort of. This is the first frame. The second frame is something like goes down a bit and then back, and then oh, I see, it already looks fantastic. It's looking so ready. Where are your feet going? Oh no, I changed the. Wait. Why is it? Carl trying to use A-Sprite. Problematic. Oh. Getting there. And then maybe it moves the head down. It's just becoming very small and weird. What? Oh, I'm in the wrong frame again. Wait. Yeah, in this frame, it lifts the paw slightly and then kind of. What cats also usually do when they want to slap something, they kind of tilt their head. It's not so easy to animate tilting the head in like 2x2 pixels or whatever the resolution this is. This looks amazing. So Carl, I heard you wanted to put out a demo tomorrow on your Discord server. Why are you still making new animations? I don't know. I can tell that this is gonna be good. Why am I duplicated that frame before? I think it needs to oops. I think it needs to, so it comes here and then it goes like that, and at this point I think it sort of needs to get up off its legs a bit. Oh, okay, your feet can stay on the ground. And this foot can be like thing is, you don't have to worry too much about the in-between frames, because this plays very fast. But then, you know, I'm worrying about the pixel line here, but we'll see. I'm gonna remove this frame. Oh yeah, this one is supposed to come off the ground. That's the whole point of it. It looks so weird. Wait, where was it before? Went like that. Okay. Turn on the onion skinning. And then now this paw goes high. And then it's very hard to animate in these few pixels. This movement. Marcus asks, if the animation frame changes, does the collider rectangle also change slightly, offset and size? The collider is mostly based on which state it's currently in. Some states don't have a collider at all because they're not driven by any kind of physics. Like when you're hanging, it will just so you don't, like, it will, then it returns no collider in these cases, and then it has a default collider. So it just uses the same collider mostly. There are a few cases where it has a different collider, but I could change the collider depending on the current state or the animation or something. Yeah, this is hard to animate. And it's like, but it's more from above. But this cat has a humongous head. It's like 10 times bigger than it should be. Okay, maybe if we do it like this. No, not yet. Wait. So maybe if we do like this in the 5th frame, and now everything is starting to look real weird. It's like it's coming out a tentacle from its mouth. So one thing I'm trying to learn in this project is to do proper animation. I mean, it's gone quite okay with these run cycles and this climbing animation and stuff. I think animations where lots of things happen, where the character moves a lot, are usually easier. It's when it's like fine movements with lots of character, like a cat slapping something. Very hard to capture. I'm a bit out of my on thin ice here. Okay, let's do it. I know what we can do, I think. So it gets up, lifts his paw, but then the paw actually disappears, so it looks like it's far away out to the side. Then we remove frame 5 again. And then it goes up a bit extra. Oh, it's taking such... It's gonna fuck shit up. And then it comes out again, full force, ready to ruin the world. And it goes like... Oof, slap. Bam, bam. Ugh. Such action. So intense. Okay, maybe in this frame we actually push the whole body forward a bit. And then it can go like this. Also, we should probably at some point, this leg that's just hanging here should become slightly more like this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it looks weird. I'm gonna have to work a bit on this leg that's left hanging. Actually, I think it's supposed to... Yeah, I know what's wrong. It's supposed to pull in both legs, sort of. Bit. Now it just looks like it lost all its arms. But because I think it holds it like, yeah. Again, like 5 pixels and one color. 16 by 16 pixels, but it's... See how it looks in the end. And then it's like smack attack. And then this one is now coming down. This one is like smacked. Oh. So this is the difference between the first and the... Yeah, so this one can now come down like this, maybe. Leave a hole there. Go one more frame. Oh. dancing. Okay. So actually, the whole... Okay, I'm gonna remove frame 13 again. And what's supposed to happen here is that this thing is supposed to move up. We can move the head forward once. Just in one direction. No? That's... yeah. It's not snappy enough, but it more looks like this. I mean, of course we can change how fast it goes, but stop playing. Stupid cat. Constant frame rate. We can change it till it goes bam, bam. Yeah, but it more looks like a... I don't know. Asking for food. But you can probably pretty quickly fix it. The problem is mostly that these frames, I can probably just oh, there's actually 2 frames here. Okay, this one needs to be, this frame needs to go. Cortana. Okay, I pressed Windows C instead of Alt C, and then I was... That's already better, because there was a duplicate frame there. Okay, if we just... There was a bit... Constant frame rate, 75. Bam. And now it looks like a very friendly tap. Just like I'm trying to figure out if I can remove one more frame in between. Maybe if we remove this frame totally. No, play. Bam, 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 bam. It's not really slapping. It's more, I don't know what it's doing. I'm just removing frames now. Bam, 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 bam. I think also the going down is a bit too slow. Bam, 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 bam. It's like a poking. I don't know. That's actually good. It's good to, if I want to emphasize this thing, this arm, it should be extra beefy throughout the... Bam! Okay, that's too much. But... You gotta make your own sounds when you animate, otherwise it doesn't work. Cat slap. Oh, I love that there's a slap file now. Bam. I'll take that as a first pass of slappity-doo. Output file, cat slap. Let's put it here. Okay. To recompile the game. Whenever my game recompiles, it runs a file that actually creates this file. It runs a small Odin program that outputs an Odin file that is compiled as part of the real file, the real program, that contains a list of all the textures. So I have an enum for all the textures. And then, if I'm building the release version of the game, then it also embeds all the textures into the exe using the hashtag load thingy here. And if I'm in the debug mode, like dev mode, then it doesn't do that. Then they're loaded on demand, because then I can hot reload them while working. Otherwise they're loaded into the exe. So that's fun. Anyways, so now my slap should be here. Yeah, there it is, cat slap. It generates the enum name based on this. It just makes it into this kind of upper camel case thingy. La-di-di-da. Let's quickly try to get this in before I must stop being a computer and maybe sleep or something. This demo isn't done, but I have tomorrow as well, so that's fine. Okay. Now, one thing here, I think, is that the entity. So I've been talking about that I've been porting things to the new entity system. No, not entity system, but I have a new way of defining entities in the game called entity kind. And it's not that these are nice entities, it's just that it's entity type was already taken. So, because that's the old system. But I haven't ported a cat to this because that's the most complicated entity in the game. But it's actually not much porting to do. Maybe we can do that quickly. Let's try that. Cat. No, let's put in the animation. One thing at a time. Player state. Player state slapping. This would be good. I don't know if it needs any state. So sometimes I just used e-unions as enums, like in this case, but some of them have state. But anyways, then I use compile, and I see where am I missing? This is in set state. Okay, in this case, I will say player state slapping. And yes, let's kill the velocity of the player. So this is what happens when you enter the state. What's the initial conditions of this state? Usually also I change the animation. This stuff is probably going to change if I port the cat to the new entities definition system, because that one also has a nicer way to do animations. That in this one I currently store all the animations inside the cat. So the player cat is, all these will go when I move it to the new system, because I can just I don't need to keep them around like that. Anim slap. Yeah, where was I? I think it has done this. Yeah, so look, it has several game.odin open, and I go to symbol, and I think it switched file. So when I press go back to where the cursor was, it doesn't even, now it's time to close all files. That's what I do when this kind of things happen. I just like, no. Anim slap. And then let's, where are these? So all this stuff, all this nonsense will get removed when I move to the player to the new system. But we're gonna do that next week. Make animated sprite cat slap. How many frames is it? That it doesn't read that data. 9. And I seem to have come to the conclusion that 0.75 milliseconds was a good frame time for that. Okay, good. This is the function that returns the state, what's it called? The state, the collider. Player state collider. Player state slapping. And then we have one place left. And this is the main big switch function of the player. If it just runs code depending on which state you are in. And these are all the different, like this the jumping state, here's the wall slide state. We were here before adding these silly lerps stuff. At the bottom here we had k slap state slap. Okay. We will just start simply by running update animation. And then we say if done, which means the animation has looped around, then we say set player state normal. Okay. And then we will need to set the player to enter this slapping state at some point. Now currently we will do that if you let's just the use item handler default. Here's the stuff for the paw. So let's just try doing this. Cat is get entity cat player cat. So if we can fetch the cat, let me see, set state cat slappin'. Okay, now let's try that. See if anything works. Okay, I want to slap the you. Bam! Nice. I don't want to pull that. Yet you try. Yet you try, mister. Yeah, it only works currently for things that use the default item handler. So anything where the cat says, I don't want to pull that, it will. What to do here? In one sense, it's correct that it let's just do this for now. Slap. Bam. Global function slap. Yeah, it's slap. So now we should be able to go up to this one. It slaps. And now since it's an animation, you don't need to say all this anymore. You can just say I can even do a delay, say single. I don't know. I would like an event that's like a delayed event to say a single line. So you can say like in 1.4 seconds, say this. But actually it would be funny if the tree said something here, I think. Stop that. I think that would make the tree say it. I'm not sure. No, I said it. I don't want to say that. Why am I saying it? The entity here is, of course, the flower tree. Okay, I think it's this single line crap that makes it not work so good. Update interaction dialogue. Yeah, it's always the player. Yeah, so it needs to do this. If actor is play. I.handle equals enum.controlled entity. Then it's player, otherwise it's dot entity. So this is it the player saying it or is it the entity? What are you complaining about? Okay. Yeah. Stop that. Also problem here for different kinds of interactions, the character needs to walk up to a specific position and do the action. So otherwise you're like, oh, I'm standing over here and just flailing in the air. But yeah. It's locked. I need a key. Slap. You slap it. Bam. 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 It's become a very violent game now where you go and slap things. No, it's a nice cat slap. Bam. I don't want to pull that. That's incorrect now. It's more like oh, maybe we can do like this. Line 0 is this, line 1 is this, line 2, they have 3 different ones to choose from. 4 1 slapping does nothing. I love slapping, but today I don't know. I was just gonna random between 3 different stupid things it says whenever you slap. For 1 slapping does nothing. Let's see here. Yes. For 1 slap. For 1 slapping does nothing. That was good. I don't want to pour that. Take this. Oh, it could take it. Is there like a random get random value between 0 and 2. Is this inclusive? Both included. All right. So then this should be how do I do this? Ring like that. Player say lines are, I think that's it. Why don't I just put len lines here? Come on. No wait, it's even len lines -1. Right. Oh, is it a bit? Why are you not saying the line? Huh? Is it because it's... Yeah. Very confused. Felt like it said the line before. Weird. If we reset. Okay, the stone, you will just use this one. So take a number between 0, but oh, I know why. I know why now. I think, yeah, I know it's declared but not used. I think it's because these go out of, I don't think I can, I'm gonna have to think a bit here. This kind of goes out of scope with the strings inside. No? Very confusing. It's locked. I need a key. Oh. It's because it's nothing like that. It needs to say line equals lines. Oh, the thing that says the thing is down here. No. But I'm not sure about the lifetime of that. Those are string literals, I think. So those should... How? Oh, it's -2. Yeah, funny. I've never done that before. Yeah, there you go. Take this. Oh, it could take it. Okay. Yeah. I'll probably have to come up with something fancier for that slap someday. But at least it's funny to have a little animation on it. So the next animation I want to do is the baseball bat. I don't have time for that today, but so you have this baseball bat that you pick up. And then I will cheat, teleport all the way over here. And you select the baseball bat down here, and then you go up to this one and you use it. And then he is supposed to just get up on your back legs and smack it, because you want the flower to fall down. So this is your best idea. And now the tree goes very sad. Yeah. But that's for another day. I think maybe I can do some other things before I end, but let's see here. Git status, git add, git commit, slap first iteration. Yeah. I love that there's a global function called slap now. You want to slap at any time? Just call slap. Slap, 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 slap. And I like that you call your friend it. Well, some people like being called it, but not all people. Take this. Oh, it could take it. What more do I need to do? Okay, let's go fetch the... Let's play through the game once and just see if we see something obvious that's easy to fix. Okay. Hi, mister. Make pancakes, yes. What are the ingredients? Butter. Yeah, got a key. Go in here, fetch the butter. Pew! Oh, so nice with those animations. Here's the butter. Thanks. What do I need to do again? Where can I find flour? From the flower tree to the west. Maybe the squirrel can actually, because the most obvious place here to put in more info that you need to shake the flower out of it is maybe the squirrel. It can say like, oh, you need to get it from the flower tree, but that one is probably not going to give it to you so easily, because it's, yeah. So you can go talk to this one. Meowdy, how are you on this fine day? Terrible. That's unfortunate. Who are you anyways? I am William the flower tree. Flower? No flower. I am the flower tree, and I'm tired of a good day. That's where you never got to asking about flower before you ended the conversation. Can I have some flour, please? Do I look like a flower dispensary? No, go away. Rats. And then you're like, okay, I need to do something about this. Okay, maybe I go check out the egg. We need eggs for the pancakes. What was it? What did he say about eggs? Go here. Talk to this guy again. Egg. Where's the egg? I have no idea. Talk to the waterfall. The silly one to the east. Okay, I'm on it. On what? This squirrel is so stupid. How are you doing? Hi, Stone. Hello. Looking for eggs for pancakes. Egg. 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 That's correct. Eggs. What is egg? That stone is not much help. Okay, Mr. Waterfall. Hello, cat. Meowdy. I am water. You sure are. Got any eggs? Nope. Okay. Birdie on the mountain has eggs. We go here. Okay, one thing we need to do here is decorate this area a bit. And also make some new tile. I mean, you see the difference between outside. It's just outside, it's like, oh, so many graphics. And in here, it's like brown. So it needs detail. Let's just add a few little tiles. That's a good thing to do. Here's my tile set. Let's go over here. Turn off those ugly colliders. We can start by adding in these guys. Like that. I can't use round the corners here because it's something you can climb up, and it's also not so nice to use round the corners everywhere because eventually your game looks like Windows XP. So that's not what we want to do. But I was thinking maybe there's some stone. I would like some cracks where there's like dripping water out also, but that's some extra funny stuff to do with drip. Like then I need some extra game object entity thingies that sort of spawn here, and this maybe it's an animation in the roof, and then it spawns and falls down, and then it collides with something, and stuff. That would be fun. But we need to actually, let's go here and decorate this cave first. And here I've actually used the correct ceiling even. Let's use, to begin with, we can make some variations of the ceiling thingy because it's bit one size fits everything. No, but it's just one tile reused over and over. So we go down here, and this is quite easy. You just do like this, maybe. Maybe there's even a. Maybe just like that. Totally crazy, I know. And there you have it. Which layers are these on? Layer 0. Okay, then we just. What the hell happened? Help! That happens when it's a bug. It happens when I refresh the tile set while I'm in the editor. I think it's just some out of date data. Just remove a few places here and there. Okay, for some reason this one is a -2. I think it makes sense. So you have a bit more space here for your head when you jump around. Okay, this is a -1. Nothing makes sense in here. Okay. What I can do also is something like this. I can take this color and just do something like this maybe. Save that. And then we have these funny guys now that we can put in a layer above it. Like that. Mr. Cat, I want you to start in the cave now where you belong. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat. That's the theme music. There is a nice crack there. Those cracks are, how to say, quite. Actually, I just realized something. I don't even have to. I don't even need this first one. I can just do something like this. And I can use this one like this. Because the first one will blend into the stuff. It's only if I jump up here that it will cover me, but I won't do that. Oh, look at that. I can flip them X and Y direction, and they're a bit funnily bunched together. Okay, and then maybe I want some rocks or something. Like I just let's see if I can do that. We take which color? Is it you? No, it's not that like that. Too few colors. Too few colors. Oh, it looks like MacPixel or something. Rocks were a bit hard to do. What more can I do to make it? We should have some rocks on the floor, of course. We have some entities we can place. We already have this one. We can put there. Maybe you're supposed to be in front of it because you're on layer 0. You're supposed to be in layer 5. That's the cat layer. Yeah, stuff like that. And maybe this guy is here. Yeah. Oh, it's my paw. I use it to smack things. Pick up descriptions. I just realized something. I'm gonna do a little hack here. If a.item item equals paw, is that correct? Pick up. Some player actions. I'm just trying to. I would realize that when you smack without anything being there, then it is use item paw. Okay. Player action. Okay. If a.item equals paw, then you slap. Otherwise, you say the line. Now it will. Yeah. Meh. Okay, it would be nice to have. There's also these little things that you can put in. They make like a little rounded corner here sometimes. It's nice. Again, it's starting to look like Windows XP. Everything is rounded. maybe I will do like this. That's too much, but just a little bit like this. Like a little something. Then you put that just on there. Just a bit here and there. Remember to flip it sometimes. Oh, it's just a little thingy-dingy. Because this cave is very empty. It would be also nice to have in the dark background have stuff, right? The problem with that is maybe I can do something. We have to extend my tile set a bit. Okay, math plus, I think I can do like this actually, plus 16 in this way direction. Maybe I can be like just a little something in the background. I don't know. There is. Wait, those ended up on layer 0. If they're on layer 0, then they will have collision. That's the current rule. It's not the best rule, but hi. I'm just trying to make some kind of little, some kind of rock things like that maybe. So this feels like there's something in the background, like it's not just a void. But it also feels almost a bit like you can go up and try to touch those things, but oh well. Slap. I want to slap. 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 One slapping does nothing. Okay. I need to do some more. I don't know. I think I want some. Maybe what is missing is some kind of actual. Maybe you should use this brown pattern to make some kind of cave pattern background, like Legend of Grimrock. I don't know. Or maybe not that much. No, I was thinking like this is all weird brick prison things, but I was thinking maybe something in the background, some kind of stuff. Anyways, I think that's that for today's little stream. Let's see here. I am just replace that because it annoyed me. Maybe we add. Now here I can't use these cracks because the player might jump in front of them, because it's a little hack I did. Something like that. Oh well. Anyways. That's that for today's stream. I will try to I still have a lot of things to fix tomorrow. I want to put the baseball bat smacky smack animation in. Need to make that one. And then I need to go over some dialogue. And then I haven't even shown the second level much today, but that one almost works. It's just one entity I must fix. There is a ladder that has the steps must have broken on it, so you get stuck in them. If I get all those fixed, then I can make a build and put it up on Discord tomorrow sometime. We will see. So you can hop on the Discord tomorrow late sometime maybe if you want to try playing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you all on the next stream or on the Discord or something. Bye bye.